Well, everything's cabled up here for this first test. I've got the PS2 mouse hooked into the PS2 adapter. I've got the Best-Electronics video cable with the resolution switcher here. Everything's plugged in. We should be able to apply power. We can get the camera to hold and see what we get. Let me get the monitor a little more square to the camera. I think that's a bit better. Let's see what we get here. So that's monochrome. Oh, it bombed. Wonderful. I may have to go push some hardware around in there, get things reseated again. Cycle the power. Nope, the Atari doesn't want to start up. This to me was always the problem with the Marpet memory expansion. Is this little cable down in here that goes into that chip just is an unhappy little camper. I never got a reliable connection with it. I'm actually kind of sorry I modded the machine and put it in. Why can't I? Oh, I just sat down. Not even trying to start. Okay, it's accessing the floppy. It didn't get to the memory test. Oh, there it is. So this is running the, was it TOS 104? I don't remember the version of TOS. And it's doing the full 4 megabyte memory test here. So we'll just let it kind of work its way through the memory test. And we should get the monochrome desktop. And this is typical of my experience with the best video adapter cable and LCDs is you can get it display monochrome, but you can't get the LCD monitor to sync up and display the color screens. I don't remember if I can abort this. It looks like I can. See if we can get the desktop up here. This is far slower than I remember it being, and I'm not sure why. Oh, there's the desktop coming up. Desktop configuration. That background looks atrocious. It's been a while since I played with an ST. Desktop info. It's TOS. I don't remember what version it is when it doesn't tell you the version. It's been too long. Select color and style. That's better. Get rid of that pattern. I have the XRAM backup floppy here. As I recall, extra RAM. I don't know if that's a memory test or a RAM disk. It's been a while. Oh, it's a memory test program. So, found 4 meg. So anyhow, I think this hopefully gives you kind of an idea of what to expect. This video has been pretty consistent monitor to monitor. You can see on this monitor, perhaps on the right side, there's that kind of blue line there running up and down. That is where the monitor is not completely happy with the video signal, but that's okay. I'm going to switch video modes here. And no, this little LCD can't sync up with the color modes, even though the machine's trying to start. So there's not surprised there that that monitor won't sync up. And this gets into this that I picked up recently. Kind of found details on it on the Best website, and then worked my way through and ordered it. So it's a little component CGA to PC converter. It's got its little manual here, and we'll find out if this will do the job of getting the acceptable video. I believe it's essentially an upscaler. So it's got VGA out, it's got CGA in. I should be able to run the Atari video from the best cable directly in here and out to the VGA card. It comes with a little power brick to power it. I have not yet powered this up or played with this. We're going to do it live together here. So universal power brick, little bag with the adapters. And I've got the US adapter here, which should clip in like that. I read the little manual a couple of weeks ago. I don't really remember how much there was to configuration, etc. But we'll get this little guy in the video chain and see what we get. So here I've got where the best cable goes into the VGA cable. I need the gender changer. Where did I set it down at? I know I've got the gender changer I'm going to need here. As always, I set something down on the bench and it vanished. There it is. So in this case, to get from the best cable, which is female, to the CGA in, which is female, I've got a little 15-pin male to male gender changer. I don't know if you can see that. They mention it up on the Best website that you're going to need one of these. So I will take that to PC in. I've got VG monitor to PC out. And there's a power input jack on this little guy. We'll apply power to him. It's got a red LED lit, which I assume means something. It just changed to green. It's sending video, obviously, to the monitor. So at this point, we should be in low-res mode on the ST. Let's apply power. That's a little better. So we can actually see the ST trying to do something. Is there a auto on here? So it does look like it is scaling the Atari color signal, which is nice. Let's skip the RAM test. Boy, I don't remember this being this slow to come up and operate. Wonder if I can. So I know I can adjust position through the converter itself. How do I exit here? Well, that's not the prettiest desktop. The real test, of course, will be... Oh, really? I don't remember. Do I need to boot from that floppy to play the game? Set color and styles. So we have an idea of the color palette there. I want it to be solid color. That's what I'm after. That's much more consistent with how I ran the desktop originally. been a long time since I've mucked around in TOS. Trying to remember where to set the video resolution. Set preferences. ST medium. Oh, it's trying to read that floppy that it thinks is unformatted. Well, there's medium res. Said right at the moment, not a super fan of the colors, but I think that can be adjusted. Set color and style. I want it to be a solid desktop. I've only got 4 colors available. That's not better. Well, you just saw me go to the menu and then immediately not be able to find it again. I want solid. Solid white. A little bit obnoxious, so let's poke the buttons here on this little converter. Oh, there we go. That looks correct. I'm not sure what I just did there besides 2 clicks on that converter, but that looks correct. The default green desktop. There are some conversion artifacts here. No surprise, but that does look much better. I don't remember if this is a bootable game or if I really just got a mucked up floppy. Let's see what happens here. It's a bootable game. I can hear the floppy being accessed, I believe, in a way that would be starting the machine up. Yes, ImageWorks presents. Of course, I don't have any audio hooked up. I'm going to make a little adapter cable to hook the audio out of the best cable to this LCD since it's got built-in speakers. Bitmap Brothers. One of my favorite games on the ST. Xeon 2. So we'll see how it looks here. It doesn't look bad. You know, I don't remember how it actually looked on a true SC1224 monitor. Whether it looked better than this or not. But no, that's scaling. I don't have the other disc. That's as far as we're going to get. Let's switch the version of TOS over. I was thinking I could do that on the fly. Maybe it needs a power cycle. Not sure why it's trying to access the floppy. Because there's no disk in there. There's the desktop. Back to low res. That actually scales a lot better. I don't know what's in the free folder. Format RAM disk, man. And private eye accessory. No, I'm happy with this. That's not a bad looking low res screen. This very much reminds me of the true Atari ST experience. On the 1224 monitor, I'll poke the buttons a few more times here just to see if I can mess this up. Yeah, that's in CGA, out VGA. But that's getting the color correction correct. Phase adjust. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oops. It mucked with alignment. I'm going to bring it all the way back around to 0. And do I just sit here for a second until it, there it is. Hold it down for 3 seconds. In color space, horizontal position, vertical position. Oh, putting pressure on that floppy drive I don't want to be putting on it. So yep, I can -10, let's bring it back up to 0. Positioning is actually really good, so poke around in this menu. I think the 75 or so % was a good position, good setting. See what contrast can do for us, if anything. I don't know what image control even is. Auto adjustment, positions, clock phase. I think all of that is fine. Now for a $5 LCD, not seeing it do much change in the color. Anyhow, so on pass 7 here, the memory test. It's looping away. It's had 0 failures. So anyhow, that's a quick demonstration of the Best-Electronics video cable. Boy, I can see from the LCD here on the camera that the white balance is really set pretty poorly. Well, it's really white balancing to the screen there. Actually, let's play with, I can see now that video is not well centered. Let's see if we can adjust that out. Back around to vertical position. Once it gets in there, we should be able to bring that so +5 is the best we're going to get here, which is better. And then maybe in here with image control, vertical image position, we can bring it up and actually get rid of that little black bar across the top. Right there is probably the best as we're going to get it. We'll let that be. So that's the best I'm going to get here, I think, video-wise. It isn't bad. Anyhow, this is a AV-1M component CGA to PC converter. It was a pretty generic little box with this little manual in it and a few controls. I will try to remember to get the link to where I bought it from in the video description. I say it came recommended off of the Best-Electronics site, where they were talking about this cable down here that switches resolution. It doesn't look like I can actually exit. Press Control to stop testing. I am pressing Control. Now at this point, let's pop it over to high res and see what happens here with the high res monochrome signal through the little adapter. See if we get cleaner scaling. Did the ST actually? Maybe this little converter can't pass through. It's getting a non-supported video signal in high res. Then it's really meant to be a CGA pass-through, so I'm not too surprised by that. There's medium res, which again I'm not super happy with, just because characters are cut off a little bit, but that's okay. So really high res, I need to be plugged directly into the VGA monitor rather than going through the converter. And lower the two low res, color resolutions, I go through the converter, but that's okay. Anyhow, it gives me options for playing with my ST again and maybe doing a bit of gaming on it. Anyhow, I'll wrap this piece of the video up. There'll be a couple more coming about the other bits of hardware. And hope you enjoyed. We'll talk soon. Bye.